Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. A little evening walk and talk with my lady friend Karma. And today I'm going to be breaking down the Cuomo press conference, not only today, but the last couple days, and why people are pushing now for President Cuomo and why are they looking to him for leadership throughout this whole thing. And a lot of it, unfortunately, has to do with the fact that although he's not being completely honest, he's being more honest than most officials in telling you that this shutdown is long from over. Some of the things he mentioned today, for instance, is that they expect the apex of New York deaths to be a month from now, 30 days from now. Well, if that's the case, and we're still on that uptick, obviously, this lockdown lasts much longer nationally than May 1st. I also want to point to the fact that he used a term today, and thumbs this video up, that I've been using since I really started taking this seriously as an event that would touch all of our lives. And I've been calling it, what? A global transformative human event. And today, he actually had a slide talking about this being a what? Transformative event. And that, despite our best efforts, after the fact, will never be the same again. There will be now what he called a new normal. And you're hearing that again and again. And what you're hearing from Cuomo now, you'll be hearing from other establishment mouthpieces later. Another topic. Sorry, just cut me out there. My apologies. We are back. So another big topic today was the fact that he has moved patients now from New York City all the way to Albany. Now, that's a significant move because if you haven't been watching what the geography of New York looks like, and especially outside of the city, which is just such a small physical region, you'll realize that New York's a very large state geographically, right? And that its condensed population in the city is a very unique thing in this country. Now, I've been telling people from the get-go that, in fact, this was going to be the move, that they would take people from downstate hospitals and move them upstate and make these makeshift hospitals on top of it. So, all the rage has been, oh, well, the hospitals are empty. That's not the case. Again, those people that are going through corridors or into the emergency room have to realize that these cases are being isolated, not just to a floor, but sometimes to a room on a floor. In fact, I think it was, I'm trying to think who I sent to the last vagabond, but there was a hospital today in Brooklyn that did not look great, guys. It did not look great. So don't buy into the hype that this is all just going to go away, that no hospital workers are going to be used. No, Cuomo is telling you in very real terms that they are being recruited. They are going to be being used. We will run out of medical professionals now before we run out of beds. And I know there are so many people with the ventilator controversy. What did you expect the guy to do? Be honest so that he doesn't get enough ventilators for his state and he's further persecuted for having the most deaths in the country? I mean, that's the real deal. He talked about Gates numbers today, right? And none of us are fans of Gates numbers, but he talked about Bill and Melinda Gates numbers, where if there were 93,000 deaths in the United States, and let's be honest, that seems kind of like a lowball number at this point, right? That 16,000 of them would be New Yorkers. I suspect Cuomo was softening people up with that, okay? Because he's very, very good at not only softening people up with that information, but then also humanizing it. What do I mean? Look, the guy is not a stupid man. He knows that, for instance, it is not human behavior to stay in your house every day. He knows it is not human behavior to not want to hug your loved one or shake the hand of a friend or be at social and group gatherings. And he's kind of exploited that fact by saying, look, I get it. This is odd times. This is very anti-human times. And he's brought his daughter to several of these press conferences, letting people know that they're together, and that's the, one saving grace of this. But obviously, now with the news about his brother, he had a whole nother route he was able to go to. And again, Cuomo's very, very good at humanizing the situation. And remember, when he talks about a transformative event and a new normal, this is a transformative event. And I don't know what the new normal looks like either. And I'll tell you this, no matter how much you don't like Andrew Cuomo, and no matter how much you don't like Chris Cuomo and you think it's funny calling him Fredo, they are family. They are brothers. I can so relate. And, this is my humanity coming out. And I've got to check myself because I know I've got myself an establishment politician up there. I know I got somebody up there that is literally a professional liar, okay? A professional liar. But I feel like he's being genuine about his brother when he starts talking about Chris Cuomo, and he's like, look, I'll be honest with you. I know all the statistics. I know my brother is in great shape. I talked about yesterday how he would be fine. But truth be told, when I was told this, I got scared. He goes, and I am scared. And that's a normal reaction. And I got to tell you, if one of my siblings was diagnosed with this, whether it was light symptoms or not, whether they were quarantined just in the house or they were in a hospital somewhere, supposedly Chris Cuomo is at the house with fevers and chills and that sorts of thing. That's what Andrew said. But he was able to, take that news, that experience, and humanize it to people. And that's something, let's be honest, that Joe Biden wasn't able to do prior to this mess, hasn't been able to do since this mess. Oh, that is the truth. So that's why people are looking to him. Ryan, thank you so much. But again, if you saw the Cuomo and Cuomo interview, he says he has no desire to run for president, and I don't think he does. I think that he's there to not only prepare New Yorkers, but the nation gradually for how bad this is really going to get, because people still have their head in the clouds that somehow unemployment is going to save them, or this $1,200, $2,400, or $3,600 stimulus check is going to save them. Now there's this new bill for small businesses to be able to pay their employees. I'll tell you another thing Cuomo was rather honest on today. He said, look, they can print as much money as they want, but you can't do that forever and expect the economy to stay the same. He actually talked about the overprinting of money in this situation, something I have not seen any other establishment politician do. So, like I said, you have a lot of stark honesty coming at you from a character who, obviously growing up in political life, his father being Mario Cuomo, growing up around cameras, being the governor of New York, is very akin to being around people, trying to lead, getting his message across. But in this situation, where, once again, I'll say it, New York is going to get hit the hardest, it will be a precursor to what the rest of the nation says. I feel like he has been one of the people that wants to get out ahead of it. And who knows, maybe there is some real pushback there from the guy, okay? And I don't know whether that's actually the case, but I do know that we still have not gone under a full military lockdown in New York. I'm sitting here walking my dog. There's not a huge military presence in upstate New York, although the expansion is coming via the hospitals, via the fact that we now have different patients coming up from New York City and being transported to Albany. Expect that to be transported to Binghamton and then here to Otsego County, eventually places like Utica as well, and maybe even higher. That they might even go real north New York. But because Cuomo is calmly presenting this material, and because he's patting you on the head and saying, look, This is going to be, what do you say today? Easily through July. Easily through July. Thanks, Bobby Mack. What other establishment politician is telling you easily through July? And no one wants to hear this. He even said through the summer. So you could talk about August. No, Karma, we're not going to the park. No. You know, even with my baby girl's limp, she wants to do a full park walk. We got to put her on the other side, otherwise she's going to fight me. She wants to do the full park walk. We can't do the full park walk. Nope. Carmen, stop. Stop. Oh, so guys, I'm obviously going to keep up on that. I'm keeping up on the Trump press conferences everywhere we are. If you didn't see my interview with Whitney Webb today, Karma, stop. You got to check it out. We were talking continuity of government mainly, and the COG, the shadow government, and basically the powers that be that are going to take advantage of the situation no matter how deadly you believe the virus is. In fact, one of the things that we really didn't discuss at all during the interview was where we felt the virus originated or how deadly the virus was. Instead, we really focused on the government reactions and the fact that the same crew that seems to be pulling the strings behind the scenes through black ops, through human trafficking, through drug running, through arms dealing, you know, those guys, same clique, seems to be taking advantage now in a place called Cheyenne Mountain. So, guys, Karma, although limping, is doing good. Obviously, she wants to keep going down to the park. We can't do that today. We're going to go back to the house. But I want to say I love you, and I will see you on the flip side.